Check my man LA out from Amp City, Prhymal Rage. Happy-go-lucky guys, you know, that's making material and they're sitting on it and they don't know what to do. They playing it for the fellas, you know, for the homies in the hood, or wherever they playing it for, and that's it. It's not going anywhere. So, you know, so your organization with Prhymal Rage, from my understanding, and with Amp City, you've come together to attack some of those issues?
Exactly. What our job is basically is we're addressing a lot of the misconceptions a lot of young artists may have about the industry.
Okay.
It's about, you know, just making a hot track, letting my boys listen to it, and that's it.
Right.
You know, but at the end of the day, you're not making anything, you know, you're not getting any money from that.
Right, right.
So what we're doing is we're actually taking the business side of the game and putting that with the talent from the artists and making them a nice package. You know what I'm saying? Giving them the promotions, the marketing, and everything that they need to be. Yes, it's one of those things where we're trying to develop them to get to that next level so they can be industry ready. That's one of the basic, you know, the first phase of our story is actually assessing, you know, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are.
What's the biggest obstacle standing in most people's way on to the next level?
I think the biggest obstacle that I've seen with a lot of artists is not the talent, it's knowing exactly what your market is. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you have to penetrate where, okay, I have XYZ style of music, so I have to see who's listening to that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do some research. And then that's where we come in. We show you exactly this is what you need to research. One of the big things now, we're working with a company called 50mics.com. Guys, if you're not hip, especially if you're in the music market, you need to get hip. 50mics.com. You know, that's the spot where we run it to.
The notion that you can't make it in Cleveland. There's no market. Crabs in the bucket. They don't want to work together. The DJs won't play my stuff. You know, the same old lines that we hear. What do you do to combat that notion, and what keep the fire at your belly, man, at what you're doing, man? Because it's easy to fold tent and pick up and go to New York, go to Atlanta. You know, what make you want to stay here in Cleveland and stay at what you're doing and keep that fire going?
One of the things that really kept me going, you know, in this area was, you know, some of the great people that I met, like the organization Prhymal Rage that I was telling you earlier about. Right. You know, a great group of guys, and these guys are artists that understand, hey, it's going to be a challenge, but we can make it through it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I don't buy that we can't make it because we're in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? I see that as a cop-out. Right. Because there's too many, you know, other artists out there that have made it in smaller markets. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Nellies that came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's a way to do it, and I'm just showing you the right way to do it.